How is everyone doing? In today's video, we are going to be talking about the complete echo guide when it comes to getting the most amount of XP and also the most amount of echoes possible. And just to show you, I've already maxed out the data bank level. I would be level 20 if I was able to be union level 40, which they basically softlocked me, which sucks. But I do have every single echo in the game as a 5-star. And not only that, we also have an enormous inventory of echoes as well. As you see in this page right here, we have a good amount of scrolls worth of 5-star echoes. I'm going to be showing you how to get these and how to level up your data bank as fast as possible. So before we get into all that, make sure to leave a comment, sub, like, all the different type of stuff, and also let me know what data bank level are you, and also what 5-star did you pick from the selector if you used it. But going ahead and talking about the most important thing, and also one thing I do want to specify, and we're going to be going by this in sections when it comes to the fast way to get echoes, the fast way to get XP, and all the different type of stuff. So let me go ahead and explain that process. But the main thing is the XP. How do we level it up? Also, how is the fastest way to level it up? And the main thing we're going to be looking at is the milestones that are in this game, and most of them are being when the next highest rarity drops. Up until union level 1 through 7, you are going to have a 3-star to 2-star. So every single time you get a character, there's a randomized chance between you getting a 3-star, which is a green, a blue, and then a 2-star, which is a green. And once you look at that, you're going to be seeing this list. This list will not look the same the way it looks for me, because I have all of them as a 5-star. For you, they actually will be different colors. So some of them will be blue, some of them will be green. Now, your biggest priority is to get the characters that are the lowest rarity and bringing them up to the highest possible rarity that you currently have. So if you're 7 and below, you want all of them to eventually be blue. Once you hit 8, that starts again. You want all the blues or all the greens that you might have still left over to turn into purples. Once that happens, you're going to get an enormous amount of XP, because the way this works is the highest rarity you get, or whenever that character or echo gets a new rarity, you get some XP added on. Once that XP gets added on, that gets put into this progress and get you pushed further into the levels, which not only give you a good amount of rewards, but also allow you to fast track your progress up to the main milestone, which is going to be level 15. Now, level 15 is going to be blocked by union level 30, but this is when it comes to the most, and I mean the most possible progress that you're going to be putting into your account, because this unlocks the highest rarity of echoes possible, which is going to make it so that you can gear out your characters and start basically putting out some massive amounts of damage. So to get to this point, again, like I said, you want to get each character to its highest rarity possible, and the way you check that is going into whatever level, let's say level 10, going into highest drop rarity, and you can see it says 4, and then you can also see the percentages, which it sucks that it looks like it's 30% to 70, but you can basically have to grind it. And the fastest way to do that is by going into each character, which one has the lowest rarity possible. You got greens and blues when you have purples unlocked. Go into a green, or maybe even go into a blue. Click that character and then hit this track button at the bottom right. Then go hit this detect button. This will take you into a marker that moves by itself. Every time you clear out these enemies, a new marker will pop up, and you can teleport to that marker, go fight that enemy specifically again, and keep doing it until you eventually catch the highest rarity. And that allows you to go ahead and get some XP guaranteed. You're singling out that enemy and not just walking around aimlessly around the map, to be able to go ahead and get that guaranteed XP when they do end up dropping, because you do have layers of RNG when it comes to how that works. You have to get the kill on the enemy, which then chooses, do you get the echo or do you not get the echo? Okay, now we got the echo. Now you have to choose, are you getting the lower rarity of what you have, or are you getting the brand new high rarity? So you're gonna have to keep on fighting these enemies, but singling these guys out and going down the list. Okay, I have, let's say, the whiff whap as a 4-star and the snip snap as a 4-star. I'm going to skip them because there's no point. I'm trying to get XP right now. So say the zigzag is a 3-star and the tic tac is a 2-star. You're going to be singling these guys out. Maybe the zigzag, track them, detect them, and now keep on killing zigzags until you end up getting that 4-star. Repeat the process, go back, fight the gold puff. Maybe he's a 2-star, go detect them, fight him again. Keep the process going, and you're going to get an insane amount of XP when you're singling out these enemies. And the good thing is that if you have an assortment or a long list of 3 to 2 stars when you have 4 stars unlocked, or vice versa, say you still have a lot of greens but you need a lot of blues to max out your XP, then fighting these enemies usually have hordes of enemies with them. I know characters like the snip snap, the whiff whap, the zigzag, these enemies actually are always grouped up together. So you have enormous amounts of chances to be able to get brand new echoes and new rarities. So make sure that you're going ahead and singling out these enemies and not just wandering around aimlessly around the map, not finding anything. I know it is better to, when you see an enemy, go ahead and kill it, but honestly, the fastest way possible is literally just to single them out and go track, detect, pin, fight. Track, detect, pin, fight. That's basically all you need to do to be able to get this done. Now, the next thing you want to look at as well is that you can farm the overall bosses as echoes as well, which the fastest way to do this is actually to make a schedule or a little system, I guess you could say. Go on the map, find the echo that you want to fight. Maybe it's the monkey to get him the highest rarity. He takes around 2 minutes to respawn as every other world boss. So while he's trying to reset and you're trying to farm other world bosses, go ahead and fight the Inferno Rider or fight another boss. Once he's trying to reset, fight another boss. Then you're going to make that a triangle or a circle or whatever you want to say, and just keep on fighting these three until you end up getting one of them. Then cross one off the list, add a new one. Go ahead and drop, let's say we got the monkey as the highest rarity. Now we're fighting the Inferno Rider and the ice boss, and now we're fighting Crownless. Now we're going to add those three, keep going in that circle, keep going in that triangle until another one finishes. Go to the next boss. That's basically how you're going to be cycling through, so that you're not wasting time waiting while you could be fighting another boss and getting their echo and fast tracking your XP and progress, so that you can finally get to that level 15 where you're going to be getting the highest echoes possible and also start gearing out your characters. And these bosses as well are some of the higher cost enemies or echoes, which allow you to build out your character very, very quickly. Because if we go into the character section right now and you look at what I have on my Gion per se, we have the monkey boss, which he is a cost 4 enemy, and the costs are going to relate to the specific subsets that they have on their actual main stat. For the 4 costs, we actually have some specific subsets that only roll for cost 4s, which are crit rate, crit damage, and healing bonus. I'm not 100% sure what else drops. I think it's just that. And for the cost 3s, this is where you get the elemental damage bonuses and energy regen. And if I'm missing some, my bad, but I think that's majority of all that's here. You can also drop like attack percent, defense percent on any of these costs, but you kind of want to make sure you get these specified ones when it comes to if a 4-star or a 4 cost comes out. You want to make sure that you're eventually getting a crit rate, crit damage one, even though I'm rocking an attack one, because this is all I got right now. And then looking at the 3 costs, you want to make sure you're getting the elemental damage bonuses or maybe the healing bonus depending on the character. And then the cost ones are going to be the static or the percentage based stats, like the attack boost, like defense boost, like an HP boost, those type of things. So you want to make sure that you're kitting out your character when it comes to the specified stats that you can get on those echoes. And also, just to look, is that some of these echoes actually have buffs for your character. If you didn't know, you can turn on or off the outline, but seeing the outline on the simplified version, it says increases current character's arrow damage and heavy attack damage. So someone like Gion is really gonna like the monkey boss, and if you really want to look at it in a more advanced way, my bad that I'm blocking the screen, but there it goes right there. Increase current character's arrow damage and heavy attack damage. And if you want to change it to make it more advanced so that you can see what exactly is happening, you get a 12% boost on your arrow damage and a 12% boost on your heavy attack damage for 15 seconds. So if you really want to see that, you can choose to switch on or off this outline button, which overall I like it the more advanced way so I know what's happening. But realistically, each character has their own buffs, and you really want to look at that when you get the chance. So again, like I said, that's the way you get the most amount of XP as fast as possible. And another way to go ahead and do so to get a lot of XP is to go ahead and use the merge system, which it doesn't unlock till a farther into amount in the game. You are going to be able to trash some lower rarity characters, and it boosts it to your highest possible rarity, which of course, if you have a big list of echoes that you don't have currently at your highest rarity, well, this could be your best friend. Because if you trash some, which right now for me it's a little bit weird because I do have a chance for these 4-stars to turn into another 4-star, but most of the time it's supposed to be a 5-star, which I could get unlucky. But again, I got unlucky. Let's see how many times it takes me until I actually get the 5-star. There you go. So it can possibly be not only an extra, which is a really cool thing, but it can be a 5-star, or it could be your highest rarity. So this actually ends up helping you clear out your list without you actually having to kill them. And the main way I want to think about it is that realistically, why worry about deleting the greens when you have purples, or why worry about deleting the blues when you have purples and are eventually about to get 5 stars? Because a lot of the content, in my honest opinion, I didn't start leveling up my echoes until very late into the game where I'm trying to do the Tower of Adversity and stuff like that. So if you're not trying to rush into it, kind of don't need to level up your echoes at the most point if you're not struggling with content. If you are struggling with content, feel free to invest minimally into the echoes, because you will end up basically replacing them, and when you do replace them, you don't get the full amount of resources back when you feed them into the next one. So you want to make sure that you're not wasting a fat ton of resources into them. The last thing I do want to talk about, besides the cost system, which we did go over, and also how to get an insane amount of XP, and how to use the merch system, which this system I absolutely love. Also, one thing is that some people may ask, why not just put these into other echoes for XP? Sadly, unless you've already put XP into them with some resources, you can't basically feed echoes into another echo unless you've already invested into them, which sucks. So this is a best alternative, I guess you could say, to be able to trash the 4 stars that you won't use, or the lowest rarity of echoes that you won't be using. So to talk about the last thing, which is how to build a character, how specifically to get the right echoes for said character. Once you basically unlock all of the echoes in the map, or all the echoes in the world, you will basically have all of these filled up. There also will be question marks that will be in these slots if you didn't find them. If you have the question mark in your set list, you can click on the little picture that it has right there, and it'll take you to what you're missing, and you can go ahead and hunt specifically for it so that it gets filled in, so that it knows. But if, let's say, you are trying to build a certain character, like let's say Encore, you will go ahead and go into the set list right here on the third portion of this tab, and then you'll start finding out which characters you need specifically. Like for what I showed you before, the bosses are cost 4s. You usually want one of these. So Infernal Rider would definitely be one of the best ones for Encore, because it will do some damage. I think it'll buff him most likely when it comes to the skill that you get for your echoes. And then the rest are cost 3. So maybe this wolf right here, I think, is a cost 3. I'm not 100% sure. And then the next ones are the cost 1s. So you can specifically go for each echo, and also look at which ones you need to gear her out. You're going to go for the boss. That's part of the Molten Rift set. Go track the boss. Go detect them. Time to fight them. Fight that until you end up getting the stat that you want. You need the cost 1 enemy so that you can go ahead and get those regular stats, detect it, start fighting it, and boom, you can go ahead and build that out when it comes to your character. Very streamlined way, and honestly, you can spend hours upon hours upon hours grinding these enemies, because getting the XP, detecting the ones that you're missing, going for specific sets, starting a rotation of bosses that you want to grind for your characters, honestly puts out the most amount of XP and the most amount of 5 stars. And also, as a little tip as well, just to show, I usually, whenever I see an enemy, just go ahead and kill it. Just go ahead and kill it, because why not? You're getting a free echo to not only possibly merge it into a higher rarity echo, and not only that, you could possibly get a set piece that you'll probably use for another character eventually anyway. Like some of these guys, I promise you, I did not go out personally to just go get. Like the Herons, I haven't gotten. Some of these aren't that great because they have like electro damage on fusion, which sucks for the most part, because they are... most of the sets are 5-piece, or all of the sets are 5-piece. So you want to make sure that you're getting everything on the right set. But for the most part, when it comes to all of the echoes in the game, I don't purposefully go for any of these. They just drop as 5 stars. And if you want to go ahead and use some of these, then that's good. Or if you end up finding one that you really like how I got this cost 1 attack percentage echo that I didn't went ahead and got it, I could use it on a character if I really needed to. So you can always get more value by just going around the map, killing the enemies while you see, or while you're detecting the enemies that you're trying to go for. So other than that, that's going to be pretty much it for this video, and hopefully this helps you get faster into leveling up your data bank, and also getting an enormous amount of 5 stars, because honestly, doing this process will get you quite a bit already, because you will be fighting these enemies and detecting them. They're usually in hordes, so it makes it really easy to be able to get most of the full 5 stars in one go, or to level up your XP as fast as possible, because there are different enemies in those groups, and then usually have other groups right next to those guys, maybe like a couple steps that way. So there's a lot of ways to get XP. There's a lot of ways to get a lot of 5-star echoes. Make sure you're using the merge system to delete the lower rarity characters into the higher rarity to boost out your progress, and go ahead and level out these sets. That if you're trying to build a character, you can just go ahead and find these guys, detect one, and we'll start grinding for your character. So other than that, thank you guys so much for watching all the way to the end of the video. See y'all guys in the next one, and peace.